Welcome to Warrior Yoga Day 5. Core flexibility, a lot of times, can make us feel pretty gross, especially if we've been indulging for the last couple of weeks, like I have. So don't be surprised if all of this work of detoxifying makes you feel a little nauseous, so take it easy, but also see what happens. Have fun. Sitting up tall, softly closing the eyes, let's begin to bring our focus into our core. Let each inhale bring a little bit of a deeper focus into that diaphragm belly breathing, just like we had on our second day. Allow yourself to hear all of the sounds that are far away. Hear the sounds that are close. And focus in on the sounds of your breath and the feeling of your diaphragm pulling in the breath with each inhale and gently pressing out with each exhale. Start to let the breath get a little longer, a little deeper. Let the spine lengthen and the rest of your body completely relax. Really bringing the focus to one point, just on the core as it breathes. Notice what other thoughts and distractions come in. Just noticing them and let them ride on the wave of your breath. And slowly inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. You can stay right here in easy pose if this is more comfortable, or if you're able to comfortably sit on your heels, slowly transition. Still finding the long inhales and long exhales. Keep that connection to your core. The hands on your thighs. We're going to start our second day of core the same way that we started our first day. We're going to exhale out all the breath and pump the belly 15 times. So take a deep inhale in to start. Really fill that belly up. And then exhale, press out all the air that you can. Use your hands on your thighs to lengthen your spine a little bit more and pump 15 times. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale all the breath out. Notice if it feels a little different today than it did on day 2. When all the breath is out, 15 times, pump. One last time. Take a deep inhale in. Gently hold the breath at the top, and then Engage Mulaban, really feel that pelvic floor lift. Engage Uddiyana Bandha, pull the core in and up. Jalandhara Bandha, pull the chin back, feel the full Mahabandha, the full lock. And then gently exhale out. Hands on your knees, either in easy pose or here on our heels. And we're going to inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, send it back. Now instead of just the forward and back motion, I want you to try to find a wave moving all the way up your spine. So as you move forward, inhale. Let it roll up your spine. Exhale, let yourself bow to whatever it is that you bow to. And then throughout this process, see if you can keep Uddiyana Bandha active. On your next inhale, lengthen the spine up. Hold the breath at the top. Move through the bandhas up the spine. And then exhale it out. Interlace the hands behind your neck. And we're going to inhale left, exhale right. Closing the eyes, taking that focus back into the core. Still noticing if there are any thoughts coming in. And let each new thought invigorate a little deeper twist, a little faster breath. Inhale to center, open the arms as much as you can, open the heart, hold the breath at the top. Engage Mahabandha. Open the mouth, gently exhale out, release the hands down. We're going to take the weight all the way forward. And we're going to come up to our feet in a nice wide goddess pose. And just like we did, on our second day, we're going to press down on our hips with our arms to lengthen through the spine. And again, take a deep inhale in. Exhale it all out. Pump the stomach 15 times. Inhaling in, exhaling it all out. We'll do this 3 times. See if you can use the stance to create a little more space in your lumbar spine. One last time. And the next time that you exhale, we're just going to turn over that right leg. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Keep the left fingers down and inhale the right fingers up. Pulling the feet toward each other, lengthening through the crown of the head. Find those same deep belly breaths. Find the focus on the diaphragm, on your inhales and exhales. One more inhale in, open that heart a little more. Exhale, place the hand down. We're going to walk through Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Walk over to the left side and grab the other side with those left fingers up. Same deep breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, coming down through center. I'm going to take just a moment in Padottanasana, clasp opposite elbows. Release the head down. And then walk over toward the right toes. Turn the right toes out. Keep the left heel on the ground. Right hand inside of the right foot. And reach the left fingers up. And then we're going to reach the left hand behind our back. Instead of reaching underneath the right thigh, we're going to reach for the inside of the right thigh with the left hand. Notice how that creates a nice piece of leverage for us to twist open a little deeper. Either finding your drishti or closing your eyes. And really feel into that tight space in your core. And with each inhale, see if you can feel that space expanding. And with each exhale, feel yourself relaxing into it. One more inhale in. And exhale, place both hands down. We're going to come back up to the ball of that left foot. And then inhale up for Crescent. Exhale, hands to your heart. Left elbow, right thigh. Press down with that right hand. And stay here or reach that right arm behind your back. And left arm under the right thigh for a bind. But most importantly, try and open your heart and breathe deep into that tight space of your diaphragm. Just notice what thoughts are coming up. Notice where your focus is. Notice your breath. One more inhale. Exhale and unwind. I'm going to bring that left foot just a little bit closer to the right, straightening the right leg out. Keep the left fingers on the ground or on the right shin. And reach the right fingers up. And we can stay right here or take the weight forward and up. Pasarita Ardha or Pasarita Trikonasana. Same deep breaths. Slowly find your way back down. Send that left foot all the way back. Come through Pasarita Padottanasana. Head over to that left side. Keep that right heel down. Left hand to the inside of the left foot. Right fingers reach up. And the right hand behind the back for the inside of that left thigh. Notice your thoughts, your breath. Bring that focus into that core, to that deep breath. Notice any feelings of nausea or exhaustion that start to come in. And just breathe into them. Create a little more space. Twisting this much is very detoxifying, but that also means that if we've been enjoying some toxins the last couple of weeks, we might start to find them revisiting. One more inhale in. Exhale, unwind. Place both hands down. Come up to the ball of that right foot. Find our way up, crescent pose. And then hands to heart. As we exhale, cross the body. Now you'll probably feel a lot of these twists down into your legs and up into your shoulders, but I want you to really take your focus on what's happening in your core. So it's all connected. So how are these extreme angles in the legs and shoulders pulling on your core muscles? How are they pulling on your breath? How are they pulling on your thoughts? One more inhale. Exhale and unwind. Right foot a little closer to the left. Twisting triangle. Notice if you're having any repetitive thoughts. And just ask yourself, is it really serving me to continue to think the same random thing over and over again? Or can I breathe it in, and exhale and let it go? Staying here or floating up. And taking our time to find our way back to a wide-legged forward fold. And then we'll heel-toe our feet all the way together so that they are pressing into one another. Bend into our knees. Keep our chest on our thighs for a moment. Reach the fingers out. And then inhale up for chair pose. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. And nice deep twist. Notice if the left knee tries to stick out and pull it back so the knees stay right next to each other. And the hips stay next to each other and one's not coming forward. And the shoulders are stacking right next to each other so that the twist is happening deep in that full core with full breaths. Take one more inhale. And we're going to exhale and place the left hand on the outside of the right foot. Right hand reaches out, make a little shelf for ourselves, and sit down into a little crow variation. And coming back to center, keep the legs together. Inhale up, chair pose. And exhale, hands to your heart, right elbow, left thigh. Same deep breaths, same focus, and let this be a moment in your week to really let go, to detoxify, get rid of those things, those dark, frustrating things that are stuck in our psychosomatic nervous system. Time to flush them out, figure out where they are, and how to let go of them. Place the hands down when you're ready. A little balance on the other side. And then just come seated. We're going to cross the right foot over the left leg, everybody's favorite classic twist, with that left heel in. Sitting up nice and tall. Take the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Let's just start with an easy twist. Sitting up tall, breathing nice and deep. And then let's take an inhale in, get the spine a little longer. Exhale, walk your fingertips over, and let's twist a little deeper. Deep inhale in and lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. A few more times with your own breath. Close your eyes. With each inhale, lengthen the spine a little more. With each exhale, twist a little more. Picture each twist and each breath as an opportunity to sift through all of the things that are keeping us from our confidence. Our confidence, our center, our solar plexus, our breath, our diaphragm, our core is so essential in our sense of self. So let this twisting, detoxifying time be an opportunity to look for all of those barriers that are between you and your confident true self. Or just breathe a little deeper and sweat a little more and discover whatever it is that you discover. Take one more inhale in. Exhale and unwind. Keep that unwind going. We're going to go all the way around, back behind us, through our favorite pose, Padottanasana. Keep going over to the left side, come up to the balls of the feet, bend the knees, roll around to that other side, and then take the right elbow on the outside, of the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And twist. Close the eye. Flexibility in our core is also flexibility in our ability to handle change. When we feel confident, it's easy to handle change. When we're feeling like we're outside of our comfort zone, confidence often slips through our fingers. So use this as a training ground. I'm going to open and press myself purposefully into an uncomfortable position so that when I find myself in an uncomfortable situation, I'm a little more prepared, a little more ready to breathe a little deeper and twist a little deeper. And just to make sure we keep everything moving, let's inhale one more time. Exhale, unwind all the way around. See if we can do it a little faster this time to the other side. And then we're going to straighten out the left leg instead of having it bent with the heel pulled in. And that right foot we're going to try to place down next to the left thigh. Right hand goes behind us. You can either grab onto that thigh with your arm, or again take the elbow on the opposite side. And notice how shifting that bottom leg creates a different twist through the spine and core and how it affects your breath differently. Getting into deeper touch with the subtle differences of every moment in our own bodies. Again, closing the eyes, nice deep breaths. Each inhale lengthens, each exhale twists a little more. Take one more inhale in. And as we exhale, just straighten that right leg out. Make sure to keep you on your toes. Pull that left leg in, cross it over the right, and to twist to that left side. Focusing in on the breath, deep inhales and long exhales. And then find that balance between being restful while still being effortful. Take one more inhale in. And then we're going to exhale and just lie back onto our backs. Closing the eyes, letting the breath come nice and deep. Coming back to that idea of putting ourselves in these very uncomfortable positions and trying to find the space to sit a little deeper into them, to relax a little deeper into them. For many of us, the strength of a warrior can be a bit simpler because there's very obviously something that we have to push through or fight for. Flexibility is much more subtle. Oftentimes, maybe not more challenging, but a very different kind of challenge. Challenge of longevity. If you've ever been in a fight or a martial artist, you know that often the waiting is the worst part. But it's what makes you the best at what you do. I'm going to pull the right knee in. Let the right arm fall out to the side. Hold on to the right knee with the left hand. Pull it over the body. You can keep that left knee bent or straighten that left leg. Straighten the right leg and grab it with the left hand. And twist across the body. If you'd like a little more, you can bend the left knee. Grab that left foot with the right hand. And then turn the gaze to the right. And then while we're here and breathing, without making huge, obvious movements, see if you can find a little bit of fluidity in this pose. Let each breath shift your hips just a little bit, shift your shoulders. Maybe it's just reaching through that right heel or trying to drop your thoracic spine a little heavier into the ground or move your hips a little bit away from your shoulders. It's an opportunity to explore your own body and your own practice and what works for you. And then if you have a really flexible back, you can think about trying to put the front of your pelvis all the way down on the ground while your shoulder blades are on the ground at the same time. Still finding those same deep breaths. Feeling the core expanding, feeling that pressure that this twist creates on your breath. And using it like a kink in a hose to spray the water just a little harder. Create that pressure in the breath and send it through your whole body. And then coming back through center. Straightening both legs out for just a moment. Notice if the right side of the body feels a little different than the left. And then pull the left knee in and send it over the body to even out. Same deep breaths. And that same focus deep in our core, deep in our breath. These simple poses we so often take for granted, and so our mind wanders off to other things. And like so many of these simple moments in our lives, we miss them. We're not present for them. They happen, and we don't even realize. And sometimes it's not just a moment, but a day, a week, a month, a year, a life that just passes by in the blink of an eye because we weren't present for it. So let this be an opportunity to bring your focus into this moment right now. And then coming back to center, and this time place the heels down, knees bent, hands down by your heels, and then inhale, lift the hips, press up into bridge. Exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time. Move with your own breath. We're going to be here for a little while. Notice what you're thinking about right now. Is it serving you? If so, breathe a little deeper and breathe it in and let it serve its purpose, and then exhale and let it go. And if it's not serving you, if it's something that is just surfaced, and in the same way, inhale it in, exhale and let it go. And just notice the habits of the mind. How and why does the mind keep telling you to be, to do, and should be or do something else than what is happening right now? One more deep inhale in. Hold the breath at the top, really press up onto the shoulders. Engage Mula Bandha, engage Uddiyana Bandha, engage Jalanhara Bandha, Mahabandha. When you have had enough, slowly exhale it out. And then we're going to pull the knees into the chest. You can stay here or straighten out the legs, a little plow. And then place the heels back down, close and towards your sits bones. Hands reaching back under your shoulders. And let's press up for Urdhva Dhanurasana. You can just press up to the top of your head. Maybe just work on those muscles to try and move some weight out of your shoulders. I'm going to take a few deep breaths. And then coming up to the balls of the feet, scroll down one vertebra at a time. Hug the knees in for a moment. We'll be spending a little time in these back bends. Just notice how your body responds, how your breath responds. And place the heels down, hands under your shoulders, and press ourselves up. Try and take 3 long breaths. Good if your glutes are really active, and try to relax them. Try and press through the arms, press through the legs. Roll down on your last breath. Pull the knees in. And before we get too comfortable, one more Urdhva Dhanurasana. Rolling down on that last exhale. And this time we're going to roll up and down the spine until we come to seated. And take our feet out in front of us. And just release out in Paschimottanasana. And then we'll grab on wherever we can, our thighs, knees, calves, toes. We're going to inhale, find a little arch in the back. Exhale, round. Move with your breath. Move at your own pace. And then take a deep inhale in, shine the heart out. Engage Mahabandha. And then exhale, release out. And hold Paschimottanasana for a few breaths. And then rolling up. And just in case you were afraid we were done with backbends, don't worry, we're heading back in. So we're going to prep ourselves for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Pressing ourselves up. And then, if you would like to take it a step further, and come down one forearm at a time, reaching back for your heels, or staying in Urdhva Dhanurasana, or even staying in bridge, just working on that opening, creating space. If you've made it to your forearms, you can walk your toes towards your fingertips. Deep breaths. And slowly finding our way out. Pull your knees up into your chest. And then roll up and down the spine. You can head all the way back to plow if you'd like. All the way forward to seated pose. And then we will rock all the way up to a seated pose. And then send our feet around behind us and come onto our stomachs. And we're going to reach back for that right foot with both hands and kick up. You can flex the right toes. Take a few deep breaths. And then switch the legs. Try and keep the chest floating. One more inhale. And then exhale. Make a little pillow with your hands and relax down. Feeling your diaphragm pressing down into the earth with each breath. And opening the mouth, letting it out. Now this next pose is one of my least favorites, so of course we gotta throw it in there. Reach back for both ankles, and we're going to kick into our hands, coming up for bow, and then we're going to rock back and forth. Talk about detoxifying. If you've been indulging at all the last couple of weeks, do not be surprised if this makes you feel nice and nauseous and warm and pretty dreadful. So just breathe a little deeper and find that warrior's tenacity to make our way through even the most uncomfortable of situations, of positions. Just a little longer. When you just can't do it anymore, take an inhale in, engage Mahabandha, and exhale and relax down. And then we'll gently press ourselves back to child's pose. Now we have one final pose. We're going to start simple and then move more and more complex to a pinnacle pose that maybe you won't want to try your first time through warrior yoga, but maybe your fifth or sixth time. So take it easy, stop anywhere along the way. We're going to start with a simple camel pose. So if you'd like to come onto your knees and place a blanket under your knees if you'd like. And we're going to have the toes tucked, hands at the low back, letting the hips sink forward, chest nice and high. And maybe we just stay here for a little while. If you'd like to go a little further, then we can just reach that right arm back, keep the left hand on our low back, and then bring the right hand to the low back, pressing long through that lumbar spine so we're not dumping into the spine, and reach the left hand back. If that feels comfortable and there's no pain, then maybe we'll reach both hands back. And then if you can, reach both hands all the way back to the ground behind you. You can untuck the toes at this point. If that still feels comfortable, you can walk your hands towards your feet. Drop down to your forearms. Deep breaths. Now this next part gets a little interesting. We're moving into full chakrasana, full wheel. And so we'll use the strength of our legs and press ourselves up to the tops of our feet. And if we've made our way here, and we can get our toes close enough to our fingers without jumping, see if you can use your strength and balance to lift your toes. Deep breaths wherever you are. And let's gently find our way back to our knees, and then relax out in child's pose. Congratulations, you've made it. Take a few deep breaths. And then let's extend out into Sphinx pose. Nice, easy restorative pose with those elbows under the shoulders. You can pull the heart forward, relax the shoulders back. And then let's drop the head. And then rolling onto our backs. Still a little bit of a fish pose, so stay on your forearms. We can drop the head back. If you'd like, you can place the hands under your hips and come into the full variation, or whichever variation of fish you enjoy. And then as you're ready, lie all the way back for a well-deserved Savasana. Feeling your focus in at your core and starting to slowly radiate out to the rest of your body as you melt, release, and relax. Listening to the sounds far away, and listening to the sounds that are close by, and listening to the sound of your own breath. Let that breath inspire just a little bit of movement, and then a little more, and a little more, until you have enough movement to slowly find your way back to that same comfortable seated position in which we started our journey. Keeping the eyes softly shut, keeping the focus inward, working toward pratyahara, pulling the five senses inward. And that concentration on the breath. Notice the difference between how you're sitting now and how you were sitting an hour ago. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Thank you all for making it through day 5 with me. Finding confidence in the ever-changing reality requires a lot of flexibility. Thanks for being with me through these tumultuous times and for your constant support and encouragement. As most of you know, over the last few years, these classes have all been possible because of donations from people like you from all around the world. There's a donation link if you'd like to give something, and you can also join these fine people at patreon.com/freeyoga if you'd like to give regularly, so that we can try and map out where this community might go. When we have a community around us, the sky is truly the limit. So until tomorrow.